I have the paid version 2023. I got it through Adobe Cloud. I'll show y'all. With the cloud, you get all the other things as well. And I put that I was a student. While not being a student, they didn't check it. So I would say if you want a little discount, you can attempt that. So first, I'm going to show you how to start a new project and add your footage. So up here, you'll be able to title the project. So I'm gonna title it new. And then where it says project location, make sure to change it to wherever you want it to go, where you want it to save. So I already create folders on my desktop and I just add it to one of them. I'm making a new folder on my desktop and I'm gonna title it tutorial. Great. So before moving on, just double check to make sure that it actually created where you wanted to save. And then it'll show you all of your footage. I save all of my footage in folders on my desktop to add. So I have footage here. This is all a vlog. This is another project. So I just organize my stuff to already prepare myself when I remove my footage from my SD card. And if you want to know how to do that, I will link in the description box the adapter that I use, and you literally will just plug it into the side, put your SD card in there, and remove your footage, and it's so quick and easy. So I'm going to add Puerto Rico. This is really going to be up to your personal preference. I don't put create new sequence because if you do that, it'll automatically put all your footage just in the timeline, and you kind of have to edit backwards. So you'll have to cut it down from the thing. I'll show you what that does so that you can better understand. I just feel like this software is a little too technical to edit backwards. Like if I was doing it on my phone, that's how I edit, but on the computer that just don't work for me. But maybe it'll work for you. But you see how it just put all the footage all over here. It still puts it over here, and you can like navigate the same way, and we'll get into that. But that's what it'll do if you put let it do a new sequence. And so say I want to start it. We fly to Puerto Rico today. And I want to cut right there. Then I'll have to do it. And then say I want to start again. I want to cut right here. I'll have to go delete that, what I don't want. Then still have to delete and alter the timeline. So to me, it's just a lot, and I don't really enjoy doing that. So let's start again. Like I said, title your project, choose your location, select the footage that you're going to use, and decide if you want a bin or no bin. I mean, sequence or no sequence. I'm gonna let it do me a bin because it just basically organizes all the content together. So check going in, make sure you have all of your footage. If you want to make this section bigger, you can. If you want to change how it shows up, I believe you can do that too. Yeah, so it can be like a list, or you can see it like this, or you can see everything a little bigger. I typically keep mine like this. So to go to your first video, you'll double click on it and it'll show you right here. And the same thing, you can make this big, small, whatever works for you. Wherever you want to start, you can move it to, and you're going to use the keyboard I for where you want it to start, O for where you want it to end. So I like to just scale it to make the little marks smaller. See how here, when I have it down here, it's all like bigger gaps. I can be more precise. If you drag it, it makes it stretched, so it's not as precise with where you're stopping and ending. So I always just kind of drag mine so that I can see it. I'm gonna start it as soon as my mouth begins to move. Press I. So it's showing me where I'm starting.
Rise and shine, beautiful people. We fly to Puerto Rico today.
And I want it to end right there, so I'm gonna press O. And then from here, you will drag from the picture and drop it on the sequence, and that's how you get the audio and the visual. Now this is your actual project that you're editing. This is just the footage that you're looking at. Now, if I were to just want the audio from this clip and not the image, then I would use this and it'll just give me the audio, and then you drag it and it'll be right there. If I want just the clip with no audio, like say you're gonna speed up the video or something, you can just drag the image to the timeline and it'll put it where you want it to go. Say I did want to speed that up, I'll show y'all how to do that real quick. You just do Command R and you put your speed. So I'm gonna say 500, and you really just gotta play around with it. It'll tell you that how long that it'll make the clip, and then boom, I'll show y'all how it sped it up. Okay.
Rise and shine, beautiful.
So let's continue. I'm just gonna show y'all a few times of me doing the input and output, dragging and dropping, to make you more familiar with it.
Can't get it to focus, so just spare me. He had a clothing line, and like I've always really fucked with the style of the clothes.
Okay, so like now that I'm doing this, like watching this, I decide I don't even want to use this, so you can just click on it and press delete. If you want to like undo that, you'll do Command Z, and you have to do it like per each thing. The key to Premiere Pro is just memorizing the shortcuts. I'm gonna be honest with you, so take notes while watching this. Okay, so say, what was I gonna show you? Oh, say that I wanted, after I already put this here, I decide, I like this visual, but I don't want the audio. You press this little lock to where if I want to delete this, it's not going to affect what I did, like anything up there. It'll just affect this part of it. So just be mindful of the different layers and things that are here. I know I'm just jumping around. I apologize. This little section over here, this is your selection tool, how you're gonna operate. And it tells you that the shortcut to bring it back if you're on another tool is V. This tool, say I want to add a clip in front of this, you have to make space. So you would click, say I don't want this clip, I want to put it in between these clips. I'm gonna click on this one and just scoot it over. Hold up. And just scoot it over to where I want it to go. Why is it not going? Boom. And then you'll be able to add something there. Say that I wanted to move the whole thing, to add my intro in after I edit the whole vlog. Just make sure you do it from the first clip and scoot it over and see how much time is in between. Because if I add a clip that's longer than this gap, is gonna overlay and it throws off the whole thing. Very inconvenient. This tool, Ripple Edit tool, I don't ever use this, so I don't know what that does. This is how you cut, and the rest of these, like I said, you really don't use them. This is how you add text. This is how you move to see throughout the vlog. And if you want to watch this bigger, you would just click up here and it'll show you your project in full screen. To go back, just click on it twice again. This is our bins, like I said, and you can see like my other bins and other videos that I'm editing. And if I was still working on them, they would pop up over here. I just have already completed these, so I really can clear that off. I just haven't done it yet. And this is how you would adjust like your video, the lighting and all of that. I've never used this. I just check with my lighting on my camera to make sure that I don't have to even get into all of that, because like I said, that's where it begins to get very technical. So we decided we're not going to use this. I'm going to go back to my tool and we're going to start fresh from where I do want to start. I already know this is a clip where I'm not going to use the sound, so I'm only going to drag the visual. gonna use that whole clip. And I'm gonna drag it to where we need it to go. On to the next clip. Okay, so you see how this clip is not in the correct thing. First, we're going to move the clip onto the sequence and then go to edit. So give me a second. We need to make this the correct portion. You need to move your mouse to the clip so we can see. You're gonna double click on it and go to Effect Controls. And you'll see here where it says Position, Scale, Rotation. I'm gonna click on Rotation. You're gonna go to Rotation and click on this little arrow so that you can see this, because it's kind of hard to just know what to enter. Since this is on 0, it's like common sense. 90-degree angle to flip it to where it needs to go. So it needs to be the other way, maybe 180. Not 180. What is after that? 360? Damn. No. See, y'all see I'm struggling to figure it out. So I'm gonna put it back on 0. And I'm just gonna move this thing around until it's positioned where I want it. Was it 90? Oh, it was 90. I thought that it was upside down. So yeah, you're gonna put it on 90. And now that is how you change your things. And you can just go back to your footage after you're done with that clip. So let's watch that so far. And like I said, if you wanna see it big. So I'm looking and I don't like how that part came in. It was a little, you see my movement. So I'm gonna edit it and I'm just gonna click here and drag it to where I want it to start and then delete the space. Now we're gonna play it back to see if that's how I want it. Usually I just put my stuff on mute when I know that I'm not about to use the audio because it irritates me. I'm gonna use that, but like very briefly. So right now I'm just curating a montage and allowing y'all to get the hang of what I'm doing. I'm gonna do 200. Oh, that made it 222. Let's see that. Okay, that's fine. Now I'm going to show you how, if while you're watching it, it starts to just kind of like not move smoothly, looking delayed a bit, how to render it so that it can just kind of like put all your edits together and make it a smoother process. So you're gonna make a in and you're gonna put your out here at the part that you want to render. You're gonna go to sequence and you're gonna do render in and out, and then it'll do it. So now when you watch it, it should look better. Now I'm going to show you how to export. You're gonna go to file, or you can literally go right to export. It tells you the file name. We're gonna rename it tutorial. Again, choose where you want it to go. So it was gonna move it back to that place. I'm going to go back to my desktop and put it in my tutorial bin. That's where I want it to save. And it already automatically like saves along as you edit and puts it there too. So say your computer dies and your last edits don't save, it'll have the last time it saved, and it does it every couple minutes. It tells you the preset. I'm gonna put mine on just 4K quality, and then it'll have the format, and then from there you export. And you see how quickly that was. This is a very short clip, and it tells you where it did it. We're gonna go to that folder and make sure it's there. There it is. And then from there, you just airdrop it to yourself. If like for me, I airdrop directly to my phone because I go and do like my text and more like advanced edits on my phone. It just works for me. I personally just use Premiere Pro to cut my sequence down and shorten my footage so that I don't have to airdrop a whole bunch of stuff that I don't got storage for. But you can directly upload it to YouTube. So say you finished a whole vlog, you can do it right there. I'm sorry that that was all over the place. I hope that it was pretty easy to understand. I'm going to make a more like organized and detailed and thorough tutorial. If you would like to purchase that, you can. Thank you for watching. I love you, lover.